That's what's wrong with artists and people in general. They don't want to keep it real. They want to lie to the people instead of just telling them the truth. And I was on some shit like, this bitch spitting. And he was like, bitch, I'm promoting a project I'm dropping this weekend.
Yo, so Slim, who did the graffiti behind you?
My girl actually got it for me for like my birthday last year.
It's fresh as shit.
Appreciate it. I think she got it from Amazon for like $10. You know, girls give horrible gifts.
But that's got to be a pretty great gift. I mean, that's your whole setting.
Yeah, like, I mean, that's one way to look at it. It was thoughtful, but another way to look at it, that same year, I got her a $600 bag. I got her some AirPods. I got her like a $500 bracelet. I spent like $1,500, $1,600, and she got me a $40 camera bag and this backdrop.
Well, all right. So I want to go to this topic then. I'm going through TikTok, and there's this video. This guy gets in his car. He's the driver's seat. Girlfriend's in the passenger seat, and it's his birthday. And she hands him a gift, and he's like, "Oh, I told you didn't have to give me anything." And he opens it, and it's a candle. And he immediately gets crushed. And he looks at her. He's like, "Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? A candle?" He's like, "I got you $1,200 tickets to a concert. You got me a candle?" And she's like, "You told me you didn't want me to get you anything." He's like, "Yeah, that's a thing you say. You got me a candle."
Hey, he's right though. On that? Man, when we say that we don't want nothing, we saying it like on some man ego shit, but like we really do want something. But that same situation he was in, I went through that with a girl before too. She had what she had got me. What did she get me? It's a girl. She got a real good job too, and she got me a candle, a face mask, and some other shit that I can't remember because I threw it away. But I remember the face mask because I was like, "What the fuck I'm gonna do with a face mask?" Like I look like I be in the mirror playing with my face, talking about I need to exfoliate my skin. I look like I do shit like that. I ain't even got a haircut.
Or is she dropping hints? Blue, what do you think?
About what you talking about?
Okay, so I feel like in this world of woman empowerment and equal opportunity, you want to be my CEO. At the very least, can't we agree that we should reciprocate on presents? You owe me pretty much what I get you out of love. It's the thought that counts.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm just not used to getting stuff, so.
Facts.
I can't really like. You over here talking
We're totally talking fantasy land.
I'm like, dang, you know.
Hey, well, let me stop capping. My birthday just passed, and my girl got me a $2,000 iPad, took me to Florida, got a room on the beach. So let me stop doing all this flexing.
What are you dating a Gates daughter? Like, what's going on here?
Nah, them PPP boys outside.
All right, well, hey, we got to get the show started because we're already killing it off the bat. So
I love that term, think tank. Think tank. You know what a think tank is? Like, how's a think tank go, James?
Yeah, you know they got cancel culture nowadays. You gotta watch what you say. It's getting real scary out here.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't know if I can take the conversation here, but we might as well. It's the Rethink Tank. Looks like you had a little bit too much to think here in the Rethink Tank. All right, guys. Welcome to another episode. It's the Rethink Tank. We're coming back, and I'm really excited for today's episode because I've done some of my favorite episodes have been with my boy Slim, all the way from Atlanta, Georgia. But now we've made it even more special. He's got his partner in crime, the Professional Podcasters. Make sure, tell us all the shows you guys are on while we got you. But I want to thank Slim and Blu for joining us on today's podcast. How you guys doing, boys? Oh, man, did we lose them?
Yeah, the connection going in and out.
Yo, so how you guys doing? After that intro.
Yeah. We from Augusta too, man. Atlanta do sound better, don't it?
Hey, dude. Hey.
How far are you from Atlanta? How far is it from Atlanta?
2 hours.
About 2 hours.
Oh my God. See, for me, I say Cleveland, you wouldn't know Brecksville or, any of these other suburbs. So you say Cleveland, I'm 15 minutes away. So I guess I took a leap.
I actually do know where that's at because this little young girl I was just fucking with, that's where she from.
All right, so here's how this is gonna work, Slim. You and Blue got to come take a trip out here. You could come meet this little girl, and dude, I'll show you a fun. Come during the football season when the Browns are on their way to the Super Bowl, crushing people.
Say what?
Oh yeah, that's what's up. Welcome to the future. The Browns, baby.
Yeah, he a Browns fan. He from Cleveland. He just said it.
That's crazy. I just never heard anybody say that before. You know what I mean?
I've never said it before, Blue. This is fantasy land. Just like we were talking about girls buying us gifts, this is all unicorns and fairies. None of this is real. The Browns are going to the Super Bowl and women are buying gifts. So
yeah, that's what it's looking like. I ain't gonna lie, the Browns did do good in the playoffs last year. He right.
Yeah, we made the playoffs for the first time. Some would argue we got cheated from beating the Chiefs. We already beat the Steelers. We were on a roll. And have you seen the defense we built in this offseason? It's going to be a polar opposite.
Yeah, y'all looking pretty legit.
Yeah, you mean you beat the backup Steelers.
That was their starters. They had to win the playoff game, brother. So, hold on. Slim, introduce us. Let us know what shows we can find you on. Sit downs with Slim. Slim's got a whole channel. He's got a slew of it with Blue and everybody. Let us know, brother.
Yeah, this the Sit Downs with Slim show. Blue is one of the co-hosts. We got another co-host coming soon this weekend, probably. So next episode, we're gonna have my dog Big King. It's gonna be the three of us just talking trash. People should check it out, man. Blue got the worst takes on the world. So if you want to hear the worst takes in the world, tune in. He gonna say some crazy shit about LeBron eating babies. PJ Tucker being the best defender ever.
It's crazy. Slim always complaining about my takes, but everybody else agrees with my takes. But he be saying they wild, but they can't be wild if most people agree.
All right, so let me tell you what happened last night. We're watching was it? No, it wasn't the Suns game. It was the Hawks and the Hawks and the Hawks and Bucks game. I promise you, every take that Blue had was super wrong, and I'm feeling bad because I'm like, I want the Hawks to win, but he's so wrong about everything. Like he was like, dang man, the Hawks are getting out rebounded, and the Hawks was winning the rebound category by like 12.
All right, I need you guys to do me a favor now. Can you convince me to come back to fandom for the NBA? I've lost all hope. For me, LeBron ruined it with this polarizing. We all meet at a hotel and agree what team we're going to go to, and everybody's got an opinion, and it's just like I just want to escape and watch sports again. They're the biggest, tallest humans, and it's just become unfun. Maybe it's because I'm sour because the Cavs suck, but convince me I should come back to the NBA because they've lost me.
Man, I got you, dog. It's easy. This year right now, the ratings is the highest it's been since 2002 when I don't even know why the ratings was that high when Shaq and Kobe played them sorry-ass Nets. But it's been the highest since then, and that's because the league is competitive as hell right now.
Yeah, it's a lot of good basketball players.
Yeah, like it's a game one right now. I was just glued to it before we got on here. The Suns, they going in, and the Suns playing like shit because Chris Paul just came back, but they up 2 points after half. So it's competitive as hell now. It's worth watching. I promise you.
Yeah.
The best part about basketball is the postseason. That's for sure. It's so competitive, and again, that was the best part of falling in love with LeBron and the Cavs. It was cutthroat. You hung on every game. I want to throw something at you. We talked about this on the last podcast. When I was growing up, my dad always said it's funny that it's kind of the game coasts. And then by like the last 8 minutes, it's like it's on and it's the tightest game ever and you hang on every second. So what would you guys think about making basketball like 3 7-minute games? And that requires like the intensity of every second for the entire game. And at least that way you drag it out, or you can even make it a little bit longer, 12-minute games, but at least then it's like that intensity of the final minutes are there the entire time. What are your thoughts?
I think that's a horrible idea. I want to see more basketball, not less basketball.
Yeah, I feel you. So make it best of 5.
So
like
what is
tennis.
Gonna be like a street ball tournament, something like that?
Sure.
Nah, I don't want to see that. Because then, like, it's too much going on. And to be honest, injuries mess up every sport. So whatever we can do for less injuries, I'm here for it. That's why I hate little crazy rules, but I'm here for less injuries.
I know this is going to sound crazy, but I want to be more teams.
What? Yeah, I agree.
Why more teams, though?
I want every state to have
because it's already too polarized. I'm with Blue. If you could get rid of more teams, I'm in. I'm in 100%. If you could spread the wealth and make it more competitive, there's so many young kids, and then we got to reach in other countries. We could really the talent's there. I'm with Blue. That's a strong point.
How about we just take the Olympics and just turn it up, and we start this world basketball tournament like the Olympics, but have it just year round? I'm here for that.
I'm here for that.
Well, I don't know, because then you're going to be overworking the NBA players.
It ain't got to be all NBA players. It can be college players. It can be just people around the world.
I got you.
Like, and we can even restrict it to, like, only 4 NBA players a team.
I got you.
And if it snowballs in Slim's direction more, they could possibly pay these people more. And then it becomes more enticing.
How about no NBA players?
Nobody plays
that, though? Nah, it'll be like people from like the G League, people from college, people like that.
Yeah,
I don't know if I watch it though. It'll
be like the next best team. It'll be a really good team because it'll be right up under the NBA. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
It'd be right up under the NBA.
Think about like the XFL, right? Like these leagues, even though they are the next level of talent, right? The Canadian Football League, Johnny Manziel running around like a little leprechaun, throwing interceptions left to right, and still nobody wanted to watch. So I just feel like even the second level of talent, and dude, you brought up the Olympics. It makes me want to go there. I want to hear Blue's perspective, but you just heard that in professional weightlifting in the Olympics, they just allowed a like Swedish, I'm totally butchering this. I'm a podcaster, folks. I'm not a news anchor, but it's like some Swedish guy or someone from Poland, one of those Eastern Europe type of countries. And it was a man the entire existence for 30 years, and now is going to compete as a female in the female Olympics. It's like, so what are we going to do when, like we just said, second level talent still doesn't get us? Why we go into a coliseum like Romans and watch people fight? It's something innate. We want to see the best of the best. The why of why that's entertaining is because I'm not like LeBron. I am a cockroach he can smush with his foot physically. And that's why it's so just awe-inspiring. And so when you have the WNBA and we go, wow, you all are just sexist. That's why you don't want to watch the women in the WNBA. It's like, it just doesn't get us because LeBron would crush her. And some of us who watch could crush her. It's a physical disparity we can't get over. And the reason we preserve that is because if we let men just do weightlifting their entire life and then compete as a woman, there's no more women's sports. Yeah. So it's tough when this level doesn't get our entertainment. What do you guys think with the Olympics and everything else?
How about we just end women's sports?
Hey, see, look, what you were saying was really gonna piss women off. What he just said just took us all the way off the cliff. Like, let's just go ahead and end it. But like, when you really think about it, man, like you really think about it. I remember being young, so my opinion might be a little jaded. My mom, she a tomboy. She used to think she was tougher than all my uncles. She tried my uncle one day. He beat the shit out of her. She learned a valuable lesson. She tells me to this day, like, men don't need to fight women. Women don't need to fight men because there's a reason. Right. She said, it doesn't matter if I'm a better fighter than him. He's 6'4". And she's 5'8". Like, it's just not gonna happen. He's 6'4", fucking 8% body fat, 225 pounds. She's 5'8", 30% body fat, 170 pounds. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, that's a fair point. But I like Blue goes, we just got to do away with sports. Become stoics. We go back to our Greek ancestors and just read and ask questions.
I didn't say sports.
Women's sport.
Women's sport.
But see, I'm going to be real, though.
That's a piece I missed.
I'm going to be real, though, dog. Man, there's people that actually like women's sports, so we can keep it there. Especially like tennis and shit.
Especially
tennis
women.
Is all right.
I mean, women love women's sports.
I ain't gonna lie though. I ain't gonna lie though. When I was young, my mom took me to a WNBA game with her friend that's a former WNBA player. And she was in there excited. She was cheering for him. I went to sleep. I ain't gonna sit here and lie. I went to sleep, and the lady was like, "Well, how's your son sleep? He must don't like basketball." And this is when I used to play basketball. And my mom looked at her and was like, "He don't want to see 10 bitches run up and down the court and make layups." She was like, "He can dunk. Why would he want to watch 10 bitches run up and down the court and shooting layups?" But it's true though. Like, come on now. Don't nobody want to see that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. That's for facts. And that is the facts. There's not enough time in the world. And when LeBron's on my TV, pretending this is entertaining is nothing but a charade.
Yeah. And at the time I seen that WNBA game was the time when I'm watching Ricky Davis go up and down the court, do 360 windmills.
All right. So just take it like to the real notch. If we're getting 100% honest, right? Like, sometimes you'll catch yourself watching women's soccer. Can't do it now because they all got rainbow hair and they got something to say. So I'm not watching our female Olympic soccer team. But that used to be entertaining. And, you know, we catch ourselves watching the softball tournament at our house all the time. Now, if we're being totally real, am I there for the skills or am I there for the tight pants? I think I'm going to get myself in trouble, but I'm just laying out facts. I mean, what am I watching it for? That's why you turn on the Spike channel. That's why I watch this sport. Go volleyball.
Hey, but see, I'm glad you said that, though, because I got into this mean-ass argument with my homeboy Trey about this. I forgot the young lady's name, so I ain't even going to try to say it. But she just became the quote-unquote fastest woman in the world, right? And I guess the first race that she did where, like, it was supposed to be so outstanding, she ran like a 10.77 in the 100-meter dash. And I was like, kudos to her. But DK Metcalf had just ran like a 10.2 and didn't qualify for the Olympics. And everybody was like, "Oh, he's slow as shit. We thought he was fast as hell." But Shawty ran a 10.7, which I probably could have ran in 8th grade. And oh my gosh, wow, look at her.
No, 10.7 is actually pretty fast.
It is fast, but fastest woman in the world? Do you know Usain Bolt ran a 9.58?
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's fast. That's a cheetah.
Yeah.
Those are stats right there. But so here's the thing. I'm not saying I'm the best or my team's the best. Here's the fact. The best men beat men. So, like, or the best man always beats the best woman. Doesn't mean any man can beat that woman either. Some of these super athletes are going to. So here's something my dad brought up. We were in conversation, and it was upsetting some people in our family because we were just talking about, because what brings it up is this transgender conundrum. The only reason we have separation of sports is because if we didn't, they were not going to compete at the highest level. It doesn't exist. You get snuffed out by the highest level of men. I get snuffed out by the highest level of men. That's why it stopped in my athletic career where it did. I can't beat the best men. Neither can you. But when we talk about, like Slim was saying, you have this upsetting. It was upsetting my mom and my sister, and it's like, it's nothing personal. It's not saying I'm better. It's not saying men. It's just the best man beats the best woman. And the only reason this is important in conversation is because if we let this transgender stuff happen, women's sport probably doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
Facts.
Yeah, that's why I basically said, hey, if it's gonna be like that, then just get rid of it. You know,
bro, we live in a crazy time where people ignore science. Like, everybody wants to throw science out the window. And it's been happening since the beginning of time. Because, like, when we was in elementary school, they was trying to boycott science in schools because they was like, oh, the Big Bang Theory and evolution goes against our religions. Bro, I don't believe there's a big-ass white man in the sky creating us and telling us what the fuck to do. I just don't. Now, this Big Bang Theory, I'm not saying this is correct.
How you believe in the Big Bang Theory? But
I didn't say I believe in the Big Bang Theory. I'm
Here's
open
the thing.
to theory.
None of us know anything. That's the beauty of this conversation.
I'm open to whatever theory.
Check this out. Tell me what y'all think about us living in a simulation.
Hold up. So here's the thing. One of my degrees is in philosophy. I'm going to tell you what, Slim. The conundrum with the simulation theory is it is just as likely that we are in a simulation than there is a God, than there is a Big Bang. They are all literally equal in statistical probability. And so in that, you have to consider its likelihood. And there's also another theory that kind of parallels that, where it's called the Thursday theory. And the theory is, what if you just began Thursday? And everything, which ironically is today.
Yeah, I heard of that before.
But it's, what if you started on Thursday and every memory was implanted in you and you think you had this existence that is foggy, but you remember a majority of it. But the reality is it isn't very, like, you don't know. You could have started Thursday and that's just as equally likely. But again, everybody kind of finds their truth in whatever comforts them, right? Like some people, I think I'm talking. I don't think he's white. I think it's just a spirit. I don't think it's a he. There's no swinging. Yeah, it's just a thing that created us that's omniscient. But it's just as likely we're in the Matrix and I can unplug myself. And this is, what is it? Do you ever watch Rick and Morty?
Yeah.
I can't remember the character's name, but they're playing that video game and he's like, he's taking him off the map. Oh my God, he's breaking the simulation. It's the same. That's just as likely. So I'm with you, dude.
I'm gonna be honest though. If we living in a simulation, the nigga controlling my controller, he wild as fuck.
This is Grand Theft Auto, dude. You just
really got me out here doing some crazy shit. What's wrong with him, bro? Yeah. He need to get his stuff together. Like my thought processes and everything I do on the day to day. He need to restart his game. His Grand Theft Auto 3 skills is horrible. We got to get something else going on for real.
Right, I just want to. Blue, go.
Have y'all ever looked? It's gonna blow your mind. But next time, I don't know if you have. When you look in the sky, tell me sometimes them clouds don't look fake.
Dude, we're watching them. They go, there's no such thing as chemtrails. They don't exist. And then we have somebody from NASA in front of the UN going, so we're spraying these chemicals to kind of curb the weather in the direction. Okay, folks, just like everything else, like it didn't come from a bat and like there's a pedophile island. When people come out and say this stuff, we go, well, that's the crazy person. And then what do we do when 10 years later, they're like, yeah, no, every plane with that giant white trail, not the engine, certainly not fuel. It's chemicals. And the pilots on the Navy, they have no idea what's in it. They don't tell them. They just go, it's good. Get in the plane. That's your job. You're our stormtrooper. Fly. So, dude, I bet half of this. Did you know China came out and they announced how they can create and curb the weather? But you
don't. I've been said this.
Blue gets so excited about this crazy shit. Hey, I ain't gonna lie though. If you would have told me before Epstein that there was a pedophile island, I would have told your ass you was crazy too.
And so did my dad. But where do we back this up and go, okay, I was in the wrong. I owe that guy.
You know what's
but you're still a conspiracy theorist, a term created by the CIA so we can write you off and call you crazy.
If somebody's controlling the weather, what are they gaining from controlling the weather?
Godlike powers. Are you kidding?
If they would just keep it real, I would like that because I would pay higher taxes for warm weather year round.
You live in Georgia. Dude, you damn near have warm weather all year.
You don't have to pay higher taxes. You don't have to pay higher taxes. All the plastic they're melting for us. The liberals are out here telling us global warming. It's all getting cozy.
You missing what he just said. He said I would pay more taxes to have warm weather all year round. He lives in Georgia. We have 2 weeks of winter. What is he talking about?
So it shouldn't be that much more, right?
So you don't want you just don't want that 2 weeks at all.
No winter. We get about 3 months, man. We get about 3 months.
No, we don't. It'd be like 65 degrees.
Check this out though. I've been telling everybody about the weather machine. People thinking I was crazy, and it's like why y'all gotta hear from the government? Why can't y'all just hear from Blue when I tell you that?
You want to be president so bad, bro.
Yes, I need to be president. This you gotta
realize. I be your vice president.
There you go. That's my vice president. Hey, Slim, you missed out. You could have been there, but you don't. I don't even know if you're gonna vote for me. First of all, you know what I mean. But hey,
I would never want to be in your presidency because, bro, you got some crazy shit. If I got to go in front of people and clear it up, like I've been watching the DC sniper shit lately, and the people from Montgomery County, they had their sheriff that did all the talking for them in front of all the people or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And he basically just had to go in front of the people every day and clear shit up and be like, basically, he was like, we don't really know shit. But he had to, be nice about it. I would hate to have to do that for you as president. Like, you say some wild shit about some aliens, and I got to go in front of people and be like,
hold on. We cannot get to aliens. Time out. Real quick. I want to finish with one thought.
Go ahead.
Okay, finishing with the women in sports, because I finally got that thought back. The one point that was very interesting was women will beat us in plenty of sports, and my go-to was always gymnastics. But then I always had to emphasize that a male gymnast is probably the strongest human you'd see, and they have different events. That's the key as well. Now, they both do floor, and women will beat them in floor, but that's just because we aren't graceful and pretty. I mean, I want to watch a girl do floor, but the rings, a girl can't do. The parallel bars, girl can't do. But my dad points out the two sports that girls dominate, gymnastics and ice skating, all require a judge. Anything with a strict measurement, jumping, shooting, hitting, running, endurance, accuracy. But a judge, there's something there, man. And I'm not trying to be a jerk. And this might read wrong, but I think if we don't acknowledge these truths, we lose the foundation necessary to preserve this. My sister was the greatest athlete. We traveled to Europe because she was in the Junior Olympics. Fact of the matter is, if we don't preserve that, she doesn't have some strong foundation to her character that most girls her age don't have. And that's because we're not letting men just pretend like, yeah, I had testosterone my whole life, went through puberty, but I'm tucking my nuts and I'm ready to play, baby. Like, what?
Yeah, I can't even believe that's even debatable. Like, how can I
we also missing the most important point that the sports that they dominate, nobody fucking watches that shit. Nobody watches it. Like, don't get me wrong. People
hold on,
watch
I'm going to tell you for real. I have a major crush on Selena Biles. So whatever, Simone Biles. I have such a crush on that chick. Every time the Winter Olympics rolls around, she is a smoke show. I'm just saying. So I watch gymnastics because those girls are fun. I dated a girl in gymnastics in high school. I'm telling you, gymnasts are probably the sharpest women you could find. It sets a tone. Maybe that's probably derogatory.
They are. Because I mean, they super athletic and super fit. Because you got to be super. You got to be really, really fit to do that. All that. You know what I mean? On flips and shit.
Yeah,
that's some pretty.
So, man, we got to big the women up, man. We just shitted on them for like 30 minutes. So
I ain't shit on them.
They're fine as hell. That's the only reason we care.
You said there shouldn't be women's sports
all day.
Bruh, what is that going to change? If we got rid of them, what's going to change? Like, come on.
That's crazy, dog.
All right, let's just follow that crazy thread. Blue, you met an alien. The Pentagon is coming out with big news. Everything's become mainstream. Do we go back and apologize to these people who dedicated their lives to UFO sightings? I mean, what do you do when 100,000 people on average a year say, I encountered an alien? I mean, one, statistically, that doesn't seem too off base that 100,000 people are just crazy. But also, if 100,000 people had run-ins, I mean, that's a significant amount. If it's consistent, there seems to be a pattern, and now we're normalizing it. And what's crazy is during the pandemic, which was totally a control device. I'm not going to say the thing was released on purpose. I think it was accidental, but it was definitely created somewhere, not a bad. And the whole narrative throughout that whole time, because trust me, Blue, I go down the same rabbit holes. There was this narrative of the next control device, the next tool is going to be aliens. And it's just ironic that was the only thing left in the golf bag. That's the last iron we got. And then, ironically, that's the next chip played. Now, is that just because they think we're ready for it, or New World Order, that's the way to bring us together? They always said aliens would. Blue, I want to hear, and Slim, obviously, go on it. I want to hear your opinion on aliens are coming out now. Is that a fluke? Why is it ironic Fortnite just had a shit couple of seasons lately, and now theirs is alien-based? It's all aliens, and aliens are coming to Earth, and it's just all very timely. And why now? So what do you got? What are your guys' thoughts?
Oh, yeah, the aliens are definitely coming. Now, what they want to do is they got to warm us up to it. You know what I mean? They can't just come out of here and say the aliens are here, because I think you said it. Look how people acted when the pandemic hit. Toilet tissue was gone.
You right? That was my take.
Yeah, that was your take. like people, you know what I mean? Like toilet tissue was gone. And so imagine what people gonna do when aliens come. It's
so, like, Blue, not to cut you off, but there was this story in Africa. There was this town, and they had, so about 8,000 people were, okay, they saw something in the sky, and about 8,000 people got news that it was an alien thing, that it was a UFO. And so about the whole city found out, let's just say like 11, 12,000, it was some number around there. 8,000 of them killed themselves in fear of aliens. Now, to piggyback off of that, there was this girl from college. We would hang out all the time, and we're hanging around a fire doing some stuff, and we're hanging out, and she go, like a bunch of people. And I go, how crazy is it if you're 1 million light years away and you had a telescope looking at the Earth, you would see dinosaurs roaming the Earth, because that's how long it takes for that light to reach 1 million light years away.
That's what
I'm telling that story. And as I go to, if you had a telescope 1 million light years away, she goes, Alex, stop. You know how I get around aliens. And I go, trust me, you'll be able to handle this. This is nothing scary. This is just a fact. And she's like, no. And I go, I promise. And I continue, a telescope 1 million light years away. And she starts crying. And dude, I just think some people have a fragile ability to comprehend the vastness. We've made aliens out to be scary. If they can make it here, obviously their technology is more sophisticated than ours. We fear the unknown. Will they show us mercy? Because we don't show anything. Ask the rhino at the zoo. Do we show anything mercy? Hell no. So we fear ourselves in them. Sorry, I didn't want to cut you off. That's why we can't tell people. It's because they're fragile and they will kill themselves.
Bro, I always think about what we talking about right now. I relate everything to Dave Chappelle skits. That Dave Chappelle skit where he's the president and he announces to the world that there's aliens, and he goes in front of everybody. He goes, I ain't gonna sit here and lie to y'all. They got aliens. Here he is right here. And the alien comes out. He goes, yeah, this is my nigga right here. And he also told me that the world is about to blow. And we about to get the fuck out of here. I don't know what the fuck y'all about to do, but we about to go. So I always think that, like, they gonna tell us about the aliens when it's too late. Like, Elon Musk is gonna get on the panel. He's gonna be president 20 years from now. He's gonna get on the panel. He's gonna already have been in space, set up some shit on Mars that he didn't tell us about. And they gonna be like, bro, I ain't gonna lie. The aliens here. This is the aliens. Y'all done fucked Earth up. I'm going to Mars. The people with enough money can go with me. The rest of y'all, good luck.
So hold on, you saying the aliens are gonna come destroy Earth?
No. We gonna destroy Earth. We already doing it.
Oh, so you saying we gonna destroy Earth?
And the rich people gonna get the fuck out with Elon.
And what they gotta do with the aliens?
The aliens gonna help us get the fuck out of here. The rich people, not us. Excuse me, the rich people. Hopefully me.
Why would
too.
Aliens help rich people?
Because, bruh, I'm piggybacking off of what he said because it makes sense. If a being is so intelligent to pass through all these light years and come to us right now in this specific time, they have to be way more advanced than us, which means they have to be way past the bullshit we do, like trying to nuke each other and wipe out fucking whole sides of the earth. They're well past all that shit. Well past it. Yeah, so therefore, they're not coming over here on some like, yeah, let's go to war like Independence Day. They're not coming over here on that. They're coming over here on some like, we already build our shit up. We're bored. So let's go. The same reason why we went to the moon. Who the fuck needs to go to the moon? We went to the moon because we ain't got shit else to do. We was just trying to, we're smart. We're going to go to the moon. And our grandma's crazy ass was standing in front of that TV watching a motherfucker really go to the moon. And it was a big deal. The aliens doing the same thing. They bored. They just want to start inventing shit and creating shit and come back and show their people, look at these fucking little rats. Because we're going to be rats to them if they that smart.
Yeah. And you and I agree with you. My question is, why would they value certain rats over the other ones? I mean, these people are so intelligent and so far superior.
I got a great answer for you.
Elon Musk over you.
I got a great answer for you because Elon Musk is the weirdest motherfucker I ever laid my eyes on. This motherfucker is so intelligent, he's unable to communicate with us. So he's going to be the closest thing we have as far as communication to them. Because, see, bro, if you study Elon Musk, bro, the motherfucker is so smart, he has to pause for a second and figure out a way
I love
to talk
that.
to us idiots.
He thinks.
Yeah.
He gets asked a question and he just pontificates and then answers. It is profound. What sucks is I'm so schizo and I move so quick that like I could never. It is an exercise, but to be able to just stop, compute, and then go with a slow answer, it's always profound. And directly to Blue's point, because of that exercise and characteristic and skill, he's also way more sophisticated than all of us, like a robot. So why would he pick Elon? Because Elon's the only one capable to comprehend, compute, and register, whereas like some of us are still thinking the earth is flat. They're like, we're well past that, buddy.
The earth is flat. But
See what I'm saying?
But this is what I want to get at. You know how the aliens, like if they were to come here, you know how they would look at Elon Musk?
How?
Look at that cute little monkey. He can push that cart. Look at that cute little monkey. That's how they're gonna look at him. Like that's how far more intelligent they will be to us. They would look at us.
Maybe they would look at him like the movie Planets of the Apes. Like all the humans couldn't talk, but the human that came back in time, he could talk. And the lady knew that he was more intelligent than the rest of the humans. And she didn't see him as that cute little monkey. She seen him as, oh, he's smart. And I'm going to pay attention to him.
That's a profound point.
I mean, no. Elon Musk isn't on a whole nother. He not speaking a different. He not speaking alien. You feel me?
I don't know, Blue. See, I don't think you ever like looked at Elon Musk. Like he speaks another language.
Hey man,
you gotta watch Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's the GOAT too, by the way, because ain't no way in hell I can sit down and talk to Elon Musk. Like, I don't know what to say to him. I don't know how to ask him nothing. I don't know how to engage and just keep that conversation going because I have questions also, but he's not going to give me the answers. Like, my biggest question is like, bro, how the fuck did you make a flamethrower? Tell me from start to finish. And he's going to look at me like, motherfucker, you just make a device that ignites the fire and have something else, another device, push it out all in one handheld device. Like, this is simple. That's how he's going to talk to you. But to me, it's like, no, bro, I need to know the mechanics, bro. Like, break it down to me. And he's like, it's like if you ask me right now, hey,
Elon
Slim.
Musk's that smart, bro?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
That motherfucker's a
Blue,
genius.
you got to watch the Joe Rogan episodes. You got to watch the first one before you can go to the second one.
Yeah.
And literally what Joe quotes all the time, one of the craziest things he says. So the first episode, he goes, we're working on something great, right? And I can't tell you what it is. And the second episode is about that something great. And
Correct.
Elon goes, we're making this thing called Neuralink. And it's just like an Apple Watch, but it's going to be plugged into the back of your head. He's like, I bet you within the next 10 years, humans will never speak another word. They will, because emojis and GIFs have made it so that we communicate on such a higher level of like, you truly understand what I'm trying to communicate when I, send a GIF that like perfectly exemplifies the emotion I'm trying to send. And he's like, those types of things are going to be the future, like hieroglyphics. And we're going to have this thing plugged in the back of our head, and we're just going to talk silently through this machine. And this is the smartest person on our planet trying to get to Mars. He's telling us what the future is going to be like. And that's the whole second episode. And just to Slim's point, you watch someone who's truly a genius, like compute. Where you and I, we're just bulling around. We're just having fun, shooting the shit. He is computing always. So to Slim's point, Joe has a skill of like interviewing someone to draw things out, even out of the most difficult personalities. So on that, real quick, I want to ask you both, just Slim, what podcast, both of you, but Slim, what podcasts do you listen to? As a podcaster, what are your go-tos that you listen to? Because I'm curious, like there's so many and everybody's got a different palette.
Honestly, and I always just got to tell the truth, my number one podcast used to be Joe Rogan. I done kind of fell off of it since he switched over to Spotify, mainly because some of the guests that he has on, I'm just not that interested. But one more thing about that Elon, one more thing about that Elon Musk episode we was just talking about. The thing that blew my mind on that episode, more than what you was just speaking on, is how he was talking about how he was going to make these replicas of the suns on each pole. And he was talking about it like it was just easy. Like, yeah, you know, the sun is nothing but this big ball of gas. So it's just easy. All you do is just come up with this controlled gas. You know, you can just have one and it'll mutate to another one. And we can just have, you know, a sun on each pole. And I'm sitting there like, what the fuck is he talking about?
You know what's crazy though? Watching how they're talking about what we're going to do to Mars just leads me to believe that somebody could have did the same thing to Earth. You feel me? Like all this could have been put.
No, not right now,
dude. What all this could have been put here? Think about it.
We're too selfish.
They're gonna put now. What I'm saying is another species could have put all this here for us.
For sure.
So yeah, it could be like Men in Black when Jay goes to the locker room, he opens up the locker room and it's a whole fucking world in there. Yeah. We could be like that.
Yeah.
But back to your point, I listen to Joe Rogan not as much as I used to. Joe Budden is my favorite podcast. I'm not even going to sit here and lie. I listen to this podcast every morning because they come out daily and it kind of like makes me realize that I'm not working hard enough. It's called Inside Business. And basically every day they just make an episode about business and it's real interesting, all different kind of businesses, all different kind of ways to make money. I listen to that every day. Some days I skip, of course, because, you know, it's impossible to just listen to something every day. And I listen to a lot of hip hop podcasts.
Oh,
Blue doesn't listen to podcasts, but
really,
I listen to. I mean, a little bit of Joe Rogan, a little bit of the Joe Budden show. That's about it.
All right.
Blue likes stuff like Bandman Kivo.
Yeah, I listen to Bandman Kivo.
Bandman Kivo is a scammer on YouTube, and he tells you how to do scams and stuff.
You see how he defamate this dude character?
Yeah, he whack as fuck, and y'all love him.
Come on, man. That man got arrested for guns, not no scamming. Right?
And all y'all was like, wow, he got arrested for guns. He's Teflon Don. That shit is crazy. Bruh, when we get off of here, we're going to do an episode about that because that statement right there reminds me of how, I kid you not, I'm going to make this short because I know we got other shit to talk about, but
No.
My dad, I just left Virginia. My dad, he did some weird ass Boys in the Hood type shit when I was just in Virginia. Like he was in the hood, he was working on this project he was working on there, and he was like saying all this empowering stuff. It was crackheads there, it was dope boys, all kind of people in the neighborhood. And at the end, nobody gave a fuck about all the intellectual shit he was talking about, all the positive shit he was talking about. They was like, so how did you get on in the dope game back in the day? Like they don't care about what he's doing now. They care about that stuff before because all the stuff you're doing now doesn't sound like it's reachable. But that shit in the past, it does. And that reminds me of the Bandman Kivo shit because it's like, well, you didn't get caught scamming, but you got caught with the guns. You the man.
It's Bandman Kivo definitely the
man. See what I'm saying?
Check this out. So back to earlier, they're talking about building Mars up. They're gonna plant trees there, start gardening food. They're gonna make it to where it's gonna be grass and everything on Mars. It's gonna be trees and everything on Mars. They're gonna in place oxygen, whatever they need for people to be able to walk around and live like planet Earth. And like you just said, they're even talking about you can build a sun. So with that being said, what makes you think that's not how Earth was created? Earth could have been created in 7 days. When you look at it that way, by a superior.
Are you going back to the God shit?
Yeah.
You can call it God. You can call it God. You can call it aliens.
Creator.
You know, creator. Whatever you want to call it. But this place could have been built in 7 days by someone super advanced. You know, far beyond us.
Wait, hold on. But that goes back to Blue's original point. This can be created out of gas and matter. This also could have been created by coding. What's crazy is think about the evolution of video games and virtual worlds and how it's just the exponential growth from Grand Theft Auto used to be you turn on a game, you were the only person in that game, but there was enough AI simulation that you could really get into some shit.
Yeah.
Now, there is a world that is alive 100% of the time, no matter what time you log in. There is a world that is live right now. And, dude, what's crazy, I talk about this all the time. What really sucks is video games, because they're instilling this in us and they're getting us ready. They are 100% created to suck your time and your existence. My boys get into Grand Theft Auto, and they're like, none of this is real, dude. And they're like, I want to be a millionaire. I want to have a jet. Now I've got this hangar. It's like, dude, you've got nothing, actually, except a video game that you've given many, many hours of days worth of hours, and you've just expunged it into this shit. And because these games, dude, Grand Theft Auto pisses me off the most because I think it's the tip of the iceberg, but you've got something like Grand Theft Auto that literally it takes you 25 minutes to a half hour to drive from one side of the map to the other, and like one mission has you do that like maybe twice, maybe once if you're lucky, but 3 times, go back and forth and here and there, and it's like, there goes an hour and I've got $1,000, and that's great. So when I, go on a rampage, I can buy more ammo, and it just sucks you in. And that's the beginning. And so
you ain't seen Grand Theft Auto, have you?
What if this is life, right?
Now. Yeah,
our intrinsic existence is to make a digital fake life that we live in all the time. If we go 1 million years from now, if that's what we're doing, who's to say we're not in that right now? That goes to Blue's simulation theory.
If that's true though, that's scary as hell. Girl I used to mess with in college, she the one that showed me Grand Theft Auto because I fell off of it after like 2015, right when they was trying to get the online up. And now I see it now, and Soulja Boy and T Grizzly and all these rappers playing it. I'm like, I can't let that consume my time like that. Like, people on there is really role playing, and it also make me feel bad for like that game, The Sims. Because you remember, Grand Theft Auto ain't nothing but The Sims with violence in it. Yeah, like they literally stole the Sims formula and found a way to make it interesting to the majority of people. Instead of just building houses and walking around doing family stuff, you can go kill people and get money and join gangs and pimp and prostitute and all this other crazy stuff.
Blue, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, he right. The first time I gave a girl $40 was on Grand Theft Auto.
And you wouldn't do it in real life, huh?
Nah, but
we had a conversation about that last night. Blue was like, I'll give it 20. I pulled out, I still got the same amount of money in my pocket right now, too. I said, this was the same amount I had last night, wasn't it? I said, $65? She can have this $65. I don't really need it that bad. My bill's paid. She can have this $65. She really want it.
So, I mean, it's crazy. What's crazy is there is an equal, I guess, it is equally likely that any of these are possible. But I want to leave one last thing with the aliens, I guess, consideration. So, Blue, I want to run one thing past you. The conspiratorial background in I guess, myself, some would say that it's come out, if you go into the deep, dark corners of the internet, that there's a good chance that they're prepping us for aliens, right? This came out of nowhere because let's say people were seeing them all the time and they made them crazy. There was this psyop operation of honestly making these people look crazy and ruining their lives. And Joe Rogan's now slowly bringing them on his podcast, and we're seeing them on video games, and it's becoming more real with the Pentagon. Is there it's argued that it might be they're gonna project an alien simulation.
I was thinking about that, yeah.
Just to bring us together, this one world government, they want to make, they're prepping us. Why would you prep us? On one side of the coin, it's because you guys are weak and you can't handle it. And we need to prep you because we don't need 50% of you killing yourself. But on the other side of the coin, it might be that we're prepping you so, it's at the frontal cortexes of your brain, so you're expecting this, and then when we start projecting shit into the sky and making how easy will it be for CNN to just post a video that was created by their warlords, right, and just pass it off as real? This is it, oh my god, look, and it's totally fake. This is something that could also create to kind of push forth their agenda, as they've done with every tragedy. There's a quote of Obama coming out and saying, it is a natural instinct of politicians to seize tragedy to get through policies that they never normally would have. Because of the stalemate, it's so hard to get shit done that we use tragedy as a tool. So, Blue, what do you think of the chance that it might just be setting us up for the next psyop that they can get us with?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I do know that they are prepping us because I don't know if you noticed, but it's like recently they've been leaking a lot of videos of alien sightings and stuff like that on the news and online. And this is what's crazy. The videos that they're leaking, they've had for 15, 20 years. So why are you showing these videos now? The same year that Trump made them Trump apparently told them they had till June or July to tell them what they know about the aliens, and they came out and they told us, but they didn't really tell us anything. They
told us about a pilot sighting.
Yeah, so they didn't really give us much information. They didn't let us know what's really going on. I guess they just gave us enough to keep us satisfied with the information we were provided. But yeah, they definitely are prepping us for the aliens because, like I said, why else should they be showing us all these videos that they've had for 15 to 20 years?
It's a great point. So there's obviously some fishy stuff going on, but at least we're finally, this is the time to be alive. This is a television show.
Yeah,
it's about to get wild.
It's crazy.
So today's Thursday. I don't know if you guys saw Wednesday. Let me pull it up so I can read it specifically. I really didn't even know much of this guy until recently, but I don't know how familiar you are with tech entrepreneur John McAfee. But John McAfee was found dead on yesterday, in a prison cell near Barcelona, hours after a Spanish court approved his extradition to the U.S. on tax evasion charges, according to the report. Now, are you guys familiar with John McAfee? Like I said, I just kind of picked this up recently.
Yeah, I followed it for a little minute.
So what's going on with this guy is, one, he owns McAfee Security, which is a huge,
that's the antivirus thing?
What's that?
That's the antivirus
bingo.
software?
So this guy's got access to everybody's computers. I mean, this guy is a computer whiz. He came out just a little bit ago with a video saying all the government, the CIA, all these people are corrupt, and I'm not suicidal. I'm not going to kill myself.
The deep state is a conspiracy theory it's defined as the people within the U.S. government and military who are in secret control of government policy. Secret? Please, people. The deep state is those people within the U.S. government that are career employees that cannot be fired by people that we elect, by the Congress or the President. There are the FCC, the CIA, the Securities and Exchange Commission, the IRS. Are these people in control? Can they enact laws? Fuck yes. They're called regulations. For every law that Congress passes, and we elect Congress to pass our laws, there are 20 regulations enacted by federal agencies that have far more impact on our lives than anything Congress can possibly pass. Is there a deep state? Yes. Can we fire these people? No. Can presidents fire them? No. It's designed that way so that political parties and political interests cannot affect the deep state. Do you understand the nightmare of our situation, people? I'm sorry. It's not secret. It's as open as anything could be. In the past, since 1975, 200,000 regulations have been passed by federal agencies, encompassing 800,000 pages of fine print. People, it is no secret. It is as open as it can be. The deep state does control America. Wake up, people, please. God.
And he got a tattoo on his arm that says "swacked" with the dollar sign as the S. So, you know, money. He got whacked. And you got this dude who put out this video. I'm not going to kill myself. All these people are corrupt. And the narrative so quickly the day it came out is, look, we got another Epstein. This guy called it and he was killed. And obviously, as I don't trust any of these fools, so I kind of lean into the conspiratorial side and I go, yeah, what was going on here? But I heard at first I was kind of a knee-jerk reaction. Somebody goes, what are the odds that this guy just put on a giant troll and he killed himself and this is just a giant troll? Then I did some more digging on him, and apparently he has a very wacky background where this isn't totally outside the realm of possibility. The world maybe, let's see real quick. So for the software mogul, he was given enormous success. If you want to know what he was worth, when he sold his shares in his security software, he got $100 million. But when he died, he was worth just $4 million. So clearly he couldn't manage himself. And I guess he had the antivirus software tycoon, but then he lost that. And then he was a former libertarian presidential candidate, herbal antibiotics peddler, and a one-time person of interest in a Belzian murder case. And he was just so. What's weird is he apparently, from people who worked at his company, he was a very weird, goofy guy. And it seems like, I mean, can we agree when everybody's on edge, Epstein, he didn't kill himself. I mean, that's every meme. Epstein didn't kill himself. But now you've got, how crazy would it be if this was just one giant gag? Gets a tattoo, and then finally he gets the extradition to the U.S. and he's going to get put away for a long time, and he just kills himself. And now everybody's going nuts thinking we got another Epstein on our hands.
That's a possibility, but first thing first, let's be honest. His software was trash as hell. Like, I've been on computers since the beginning. When I was in elementary school, I built my first computer, and I remember using that software over and over again and still getting viruses. That shit was trash. The only reason why they made so much money is because it was the only software. So you had no choice back then. So, of course, after a while, after he sold, you know, the business went downhill. But if he did kill himself and it is a troll, that's some crazy shit. And it really leads you to think, like, maybe Epstein did commit suicide. Woo! That's just what I get from it, because I don't know, man. I'm just, the whole Epstein thing and this case right here, I'm just confused about it.
You got to
honestly.
Bill Cosby doing fine in jail. You know?
Bill Cosby's not doing fine. He's about to kick the bucket.
Well,
but he survived.
He's surviving
right now.
The health reasons, yeah. But what I'm saying is, when you're a billionaire and you go to jail, it's not like me or you going to jail, prison. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They live in a completely different lifestyle. So,
well, you know, the first time Epstein went to jail, he really lived a different lifestyle. Like, they let him leave and come back.
You know, you see what I'm saying? So
yeah.
It's like, for them, it's kind of like extended detention, if that makes sense. So, would you kill yourself over something like that? I don't know. I think it'd be a lot harder to kill yourself. You know.
Blue, we talking about now. They're in max. They're not in minimum security prisons anymore, like Epstein was the first time he went to prison. Now they're in max. And on top of them being max, they're by themselves. One man sells out 1 hour a day. So it's a possibility you would kill yourself in a situation like that.
Let's acknowledge some no-name pot maker in Japan is willing to go full kamikaze for the honor of his nation. I mean, there is something to be said about you were given a free $50 million space in New York. You have it a freaking island. You own all these politicians, and now you're the most hated, despised, despicable human on the planet. There's something to be said about your honor and your character just being tarnished in the eyes of the humanity that, like, you can't even live with it. Someone like Robin Williams, who's praised amongst gods, and even after being gone for how many years, will never be lost in the hearts of those he's touched. And yet he still took his life in the pain that he had, and he wasn't being outed as having an island raping young children. There's something to be said about, like, my character's ruined.
Yeah, I can't get off the Epstein thing, man. The crazy thing about Epstein, though, the reason why I do have to entertain the government killing him is because those flight records is crazy, and those people that was traveling to that island, that's scary.
So here's, I just want to say this. There's fishy lines, right? So let's go to McAfee was found dead only hours after the Spanish court approved the extradition to the United States. And he has this video, as I showed, where he's going, the United States government is corrupt. He's scripting out all these problems with it, and they're going to come after me. And then he also has a tweet going, hey, they're coming after me. They've come and threatened me. Part of me feels, but here's the other side of the coin. Part of me feels if the government is coming to push its chest out, I don't think you have an opportunity to tweet about it. I think the final time where the SUVs are at your front door, it's over, baby cakes. You got the knock.
Hey.
There's no tweets following this.
Let's speak about it like on a lower level, though. Like, let's say you have a case, right? You're like a well-known drug dealer, and you have a case, conspiracy or RICO or something, right? There's 36 people in your case. And I know this off of following a couple cases before when I was real young, when I used to like really be interested in law. If you have a case of 36 people, you're the head of that case. Let's say Frank Lucas, 36 people, you're the head of that case. Out of those 36 people, let's just be completely honest. 4 of them aren't going to tell nothing. They're just going to be like, bruh, come to me when you have a good deal for me to sign. And when they come to them and be like, okay, 15 years, he's going to be like, I'll take it. 4 people are going to do that. Guess what those other 32 people are going to do?
They snitching.
You got them right, they snitching. So the only way for you to survive off of a case like that, you got to kill everybody on that case, even the people that won't snitch. So with that being said, the government ain't stupid. They know. Just like I used to say this all the time. People get crazy. They go into a room. They get mad and be like, yeah, I'm going to knock this guy. I'm going to knock this guy off the map. Woo, woo, woo. And it's 10 people in that room. Bro, you can't just kill that one person. You got to kill every girl in this room. Because as soon as the police come, they're going to be like, hey, man, look, his name is Tyrone. He got a tattoo going down his arm right here that say Lisa. You got to get all of them. The government knows that. And the government, they sneaky. They know. Epstein talking about telling on Bill Clinton. Donald Trump was the president at the time. Oh, no, you got to get him out of here.
I agree. Blue, what do you think?
Yeah. They definitely got him up out of there.
Yeah.
Both of them got Epstein and the other guy from
McAfee.
But you know, this is what I want to, for the next person who going through that situation in a similar clusterfuck or whatever you want to call it, can you just do a better job of snitching? If you're gonna kick the bucket,
tell us everything before you kick the bucket. You know, yeah, tell us everything.
Ghislaine, speak up. Speak up, Ghislaine. Let's go.
Because imagine what we'll be right now if Epstein just went ahead and told us everything Trump did on that island.
You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
On the island too?
Yeah.
Oh, so Trump ain't on it too then.
Yeah.
Hold on. I have not seen Trump on the flight logs. Only Bill Clinton and Bill Gates. And
they was best friends though, damn near.
Okay, I will 100% agree. Every documentary about Epstein has 100% revolved around Trump. I don't know if that's ironic or on purposeful, but they touch upon English princes and Queen Democrats, but they never really, it's all the focus on Trump. And I will 100% agree that there's something there. But also, you got to admit, when you're super connected and people are getting handed free $50 million properties in your city and state, that you're a real estate mogul, I got to imagine there's going to be a picture of you arm in arm somewhere once when this is one of the most powerful people at the time. And regardless, I just wanted to say, I've never seen him on the flight logs, but there's definitely fishy. All of it's fishy. When they go, hey, Trump, what do you think of Ghislaine and this whole situation? And he's like, I wish her well. The hell do you mean by that, guy? Like,
she was helping somebody rape kids. What you mean you wish her well?
Yeah. So there's something, but also, man, that guy, I don't want to get too down, because people will just murder me. I don't want to get crucified in the front yard. But, like, that dude seemed to be knowing stuff we didn't. Like, he seems to be playing 4D chess. He's ahead of us. When we go, damn him for hydroxychloroquine, damn him for calling it the Kung flu, it's all racist, it's all mean, he's terrible. Well, what do we do retroactively when we have emails confirming Fauci's evil, and he knew this, and it's all manipulated? They all suck. That's part of the game. Trump sucks too. I gotta end with that, but it's just like,
I don't know, man. Let me be honest with you, man. Trump is definitely a racist, just like most people I've encountered in my life. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely a racist. He definitely made a lot of mistakes when he was in presidency, but we're missing Trump like hell right now. So I wouldn't say he sucks completely. I'll take Trump over Biden any day.
So can I lead? I got a question for both of you. Blue, I got to hear your opinion on this too, because this is one that I had ready for us. I truly want to know. Biden is dead, right? Like, this guy is Weekend at Bernie's, just a carcass. I mean, they had a clip of him going, there was that 9-year-old that was sitting there and with her legs crossed, she looked like she was 19. It's like,
you know, I'm honored to be joined today by Governor Northam and by two great representatives of the Commonwealth, Congressman Laurie and Congressman Scott. And I want to thank you for all that you do to represent these service veterans, because they're devoted to you. It's the family members, the caregivers, survivors who call Virginia home. I'm especially honored to share the stage with Brittany and Jared and Nathan and Margaret Catherine. I love those barrettes in her hair, man. I tell you what, I look at her. She looks like she's 19 years old, sitting there with her, like a little lady in her legs crossed. Brittany, you're doing triple duty as a veteran.
What did you say?
Yeah, that shit is crazy.
You're the president. So, question.
A 9-year-old looked like she was 19.
Running the show. Who's running this place? Is it Camel Lady? Who's running this place?
Oh, yeah, Kamala Harris definitely running it.
No, it's definitely not Kamala Harris.
She's getting run, dude. Nah, blah, blah, blah.
Y'all might be right.
Bro, what's old guy's name that they be banning from YouTube because he's a big time conspiracy theorist?
Young Pharaoh.
Nah, the fat white guy.
Oh, dang.
He's a big time conspiracy theorist, and they're always
the
banning.
InfoWars guy.
Oh,
yeah, I
we don't say his name. AJ. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, there you go. There
AJ,
you go. Yeah, you can't say his name anywhere.
I don't want into the podcast because I was gonna bring him up before. Not even AJ. Go ahead.
Say his name?
Nah, bro, he banned from everything.
I ain't trying to get that in my YouTube video. I will beep you out if you say his name.
Bro, it's so bad now. Like, he recently was on Flagrant 2. That's another podcast that I watched religiously.
I wanted to bring that up.
Yeah, I watched that religiously also. But he was on there recently, and if you look at the bottom left-hand corner, they got the biggest. It's small as hell. It's like this big, but it got an ass of words in it. It's basically saying like, these are just the words of such and such, and you don't have to go by them. Like, because last time they had him on a pod, one of their videos got flagged and deleted because people are really against him, but he be spitting some shit now. But when he was on Rogan,
retroactively go back and apologize. We ban him from everything and don't go, hey, you were right on a lot of this.
Yeah, he's rarely wrong. If you want me to be honest with you, he's rarely wrong.
He one of them guys when you watching it, you be like, I hope this isn't true. You know
but then
Blue,
it's true.
you gotta watch Flagrant 2, my dude.
Oh yeah, it's
you
a
gotta
good
watch
episode.
this episode. It's just fun.
His takes on Biden and Kamala Harris on that episode. Oh, mind blowing. I don't even want to touch the topic after hearing him say it.
But let's do it. There's something truth about you got a guy with deep ties to the KKK, knowing that you're not going to show it because the media is on your side. Deep racist shit. I mean, you could find videos of him saying.
Alex, I'm going to be honest with you. When I heard him speak about Biden's ties to the KKK, that shit was scary as hell. I literally I was watching it early this morning too. Yeah, I was like on the edge of my seat.
He's going, you honored a grand dragon of the KKK. Dude, how funny was it when he made the joke? He's like, he's out here playing Dungeons and Dragons with these folks. They got hoods on. You got grand dragons and wizards. And
but see, the best take he had about that whole thing was first off, he has receipts. He had the exact date and the news article of Biden tied to the head dragon of the KKK. He had that. And then they asked him, they was about, so why do you think he brung on Kamala Harris as his VP? They was like, because you have to hide some racism. He was like, first off, let's all be honest here. She doesn't get any of the black votes. It's independent people that was in the party that was getting 3.9%. She's getting 2% of the black votes.
And she was the most hated candidate on that stage.
She was the most hated candidate on the ballot. No, she was doing horrible. That's why she dropped out. Oh, boy was doing bad too. The light-skinned bald head guy. I forgot his name now. But he
was talking some good shit though.
No, he was doing horrible. They was frying him about, bruh. Okay, let me tell you something about this presidency thing, too. Donald Trump kind of made the presidency a joke, right? But one thing you can't do now because of Trump, and this is actually a good thing Trump did, you cannot go up there and not be yourself. And that's why The Rock probably is going to be president one day, because you can't go up there and not be yourself. What Buddy was doing was he was like, I'm about to be president. Let me go ahead and be fake married. You really fucking gay.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
He got fake married?
Basically, he was engaged, but he really was a bachelor. He had a whole bum ass apartment with nothing in it. And they was like, I thought you was engaged.
You say he had a nigga too?
He was, he had some gay allegations. It was 2 presidents that had gay allegations. Which one was it?
I mean, that's always lingering.
Yeah. So it's now Trump done fuck people up. You got to be yourself if you want to be the president.
You got to keep it real.
Yeah, you got to keep it real. He should have just went up there and been real. Hey, man, I sleep with men from time to time. And I don't know if I want a man or a woman, but I promise you that everybody on here is full of shit. And that if y'all make me president, that I'm a definitely go by everything that I'm going to say. Because Biden ain't did shit since he been president.
Facts.
So all you had to do was say, hey, I might can't get you niggas reparations, but I promise you I'll get you another stimulus check. and I'll give you $400 a month for your badass kids.
Hey, that's it. That's why they gotta vote for Blue, because Blue keep it real.
Hey, don't forget, Trump had Russia in his pocket but denied their pipeline. But Joe Biden is against fracking and came in and bent over for Russia and approved their pipeline.
Yeah. And that's exactly what's wrong with Biden being president, but people be on my case calling me Trump supporter.
Russia got a pipeline in America?
What you mean?
You said the pipeline, right?
Oh, yeah.
So Russia got a pipeline in America.
We talking about the Russian
Wait,
pipeline.
you want to hear a funny joke? This is a punchline in reality. Badoonch, get ready, baby cakes. It is defined as factual truth. A border wall is racist. Border wall, racist. But we can give $50 million to Pakistan for transgender studies, and even more so, we can go to a place like Jordan and give them a $150 million border wall. Do you want to know why? They were having a terrorist problem. And you know what they decided was the best way to solve the terrorist problem? And this is from the Pentagon, not my words. The best way to solve Jordan's terrorist problem, a border wall to secure their borders. So we can't build them here. They're racist, but we can build them elsewhere for other people.
Let Blue tell you about the wall. Go ahead, Blue.
Oh, I just, me and Slim, we talked about it, and I definitely feel like that wall needs to be built as soon as possible.
Can we take a laugh? Can we take a laugh at how everybody goes, hey, camel lady, can you go to the border And she's like, I don't need to go to the border, especially if you're going to tell me I need to go to the border. And then Trump goes, I'm going to take me and my crew, and I'm going to show you what's at the border. We're going to the border. And then Camel Lady's like, this just happened yesterday. She's like, well, I'm going to go to the border now. It seems like I need to go there. But when you would ask her before, she'd do her classic evil cackle that just brushes off any question. Like, hey, you should do this. I don't have to do anything. What's with this woman? The border wall, man. It's racist.
I don't think she really speaks for herself, though. I think she's just the person that takes the shots. Like, her and Biden, they just the faces right now. Like, literally, like, before we always was arguing, like, does the president really do something?
So you think Russia behind it? You think Russia own America? Is that what's going on? Or is it China?
I wouldn't say that.
Well, Blue, here's what's going on, man. The deep state is found within our agencies, okay? One thing that I learned on the last year of law school, taking agency law, every year you go take a government class, you take a history class, what do they teach you? The three branches of government, and they all keep each other in check, right? You've got judicial, executive, legislative. One creates, one enforces, one checks within our Constitution and our laws, the legality of them, and when they all keep each other in balance. But what's really unfortunate, and not enough people are kind of exposed to this other side of the veil of our government, is we have agencies that we created outside of our Constitution. This was a new development. The CIA, the FDA, you could literally pick it. We got an agency for what can be over the airwaves, to what can be in your food, to what you are allowed to have in your education. And then we have three, the NSA, the FBI, and the CIA, three major intelligence programs, which get trillions, billions of dollars with equipment better than most countries. Okay. And what sucks about these agencies is when you have these three branches, these agencies are created outside of all the branches by Congress, and they're created by them. But here's what's crazy. Let's say the CIA, let's say an agency comes out with, you all need to wear seatbelts. And you want to challenge it. You go, no, it's against my constitutional right. I want to be able to not wear seatbelts because that was created by agencies. And you want to challenge it. And again, I'm not so legally sound right here at midnight, but there's an agency that created that law. And if you wanted to appeal the liberty that was taken from you, let's just say it was agency X. That agency has its own internal court, and it has its own judge. And so you appeal, so the CIA comes out with something where they can tap into your freaking phones, and you want to challenge it. You don't challenge it in our judicial system. You challenge it in a CIA court by a CIA agent judge. You think you stand a chance at winning? They are 100% outside of our checks and balances with unfettered ability to impose laws and policies on us, and we just take it over a barrel. So it all comes down to that, man. It's crazy.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, again, these guys, these tech moguls get to act here's the deal. You have all of these guys on the onslaught of their social media programs going, government, we'll do whatever you say. You want us to do studies on people. You want us to collect this information, turn this information over, whatever it might be. It's 100% cooperation with the government because they are afraid of the day that the government enforces some policy that restricts them. So if they keep 100% rapport with the government, as they have for 20 years, 30 years, they don't have to worry about Congress passing law. It's this at hands in pockets, and they all scratch each other's backs.
See, I got a hot take about good old Mark too. Like, I'm beefing with Facebook right now because I've been in and out of Facebook jail for it seemed like 100 days, and Facebook used to be a nice, safe space, but since he's been in and out of the courts that you've been talking about, they really been fucking him. Like, they've been trying to monitor and control Facebook to the point where you can't say nothing on there. And then on top of that, they're literally making it illegal for him to do anything. And they're also, they basically made it court orders for them to get information from Facebook. And once that happened, I knew what time it was. I knew that Facebook now, like, it's just a ploy. Yeah, it's just a ploy to get all our information. That's where they're getting it from, that Facebook app. That's it. And that's not a conspiracy theory. That's the truth. That's Mark Zuckerberg been in and out of court, and he been losing every court appearance he goes to, and they be asking him the dumbest question. Like, did you see the one where the guy was asking him, he was like, yeah, it says here that you live at such and such. Is this where you live? And he's like, bruh, I'm not saying my address on camera. Right. And they was like, why not? And he was like, for security purposes?
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there like, bruh, like, it don't take a rocket scientist to know, bruh, like, I average 200 to 300 views an episode, and I'm not saying my address on no camera. Thanks. I don't care how many people in the city know my address. Thanks. I'm still not saying my address on camera. So you want this billionaire to be like, yeah, I definitely live in the hills, that house on the right. I definitely live there. So if you want to come rob me because I'm a billionaire, yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Well, the other side of that problem is you've got these guys who my biggest issue with politics today is, have you seen the keeper of the crypt, Nancy Pelosi? That woman looks like she is Emperor Palpatine. She is decaying, and we entertain her existence because she's been in it for so long. She's got roots everywhere, and you can't eradicate her. But what's crazy is you've got these old bigwigs interviewing some of the most powerful people in the world. They are curbing elections all over the world. They've got their talons in all these different countries. And when you've got these people and you finally get an opportunity to question them for an hour to 4 hours, you've got Zuckerberg, right?
Yeah.
I don't need you asking, what's a like? We're well past that, baby cakes. I want to talk about the algorithm. So what sucks is these bigwigs that don't understand the program, that don't understand the depth. Because, dude, you can't take away from the fact that I was on Facebook at 13 years old. Sucks for you. I know it's hard. Dude, I work at the courthouse. Then the clerk of courts, I don't know how we're going to train people to learn Zoom. And I'm like, dude, Zoom is so easy. He's like, you don't get it. It's going to be an And if I needed you to run the Zoom for a day, it should be the easiest task. But the separation of, dude, while me and you were learning how to clear the dust out of an N64 disc, to fixing a CD, to learning the internet at the same time your dad was learning the internet because it was just as new, there is something to be said. They were doing telephones with 2 solo cups and a string. Like, we were, I don't need you asking what a like is. I want to talk about the algorithm you perpetuate to make people more miserable because it makes people more use your platform more. That's a problem.
And they was asking them stupid ass questions like, do you think you contribute to hate speech? What? What is you talking about? People get online and say what the hell they want to. How is he going to control that? Well, there's groups of people that put out false information and it connects and trickles down to other groups of people. Do you think that you're the cause of it? How can somebody that creates an app be the cause of hate speech? And what people really need to learn is most of these terms y'all using in these courts aren't real. There's no such thing as fat shaming. You need to lose weight because you're going to die.
Boom.
There's no fat shaming. I seen a video recently of this girl on YouTube. Cook showed me this shit too, and it's hilarious. It's this big ass girl. She like 450. People listen, if y'all think I'm fat shaming, hey, my bad, dog. Cancel me.
Listen, if they're listening, they heard episode 56 and they heard episode 57. We made it pretty clear. Between Jillian Michaels and Lizzo, One's perpetuating the healthy lifestyle, and we got to quit fooling ourselves.
Yeah, I seen this video of this girl that was like 450 pounds, and she told this long, drawn-out story. I'm going to make it short, of how she had to switch doctors, and she said switching doctors is very uncomfortable for people. I had no idea because I don't give a damn who my doctor is. But she said switching doctors is very uncomfortable for people, and especially fat people, because you don't want to be judged or some stupid shit. And she said that she went to her doctor and got her, she was supposed to get her blood work done. She didn't get her blood work done. She went to her doctor for like something with her skin or something, and it wasn't a dermatologist. And the doctor told her, "Did you ever look into getting gastric bypass or whatever?" And she was like, how can you tell me I'm overweight? You haven't looked at my blood. And she was like, well, I have a medical degree. And and she was like, I really want to get this doctor fired. She fat shamed me. Now I'm uncomfortable. And now I have PTSD and I don't want to go to the doctor anymore. And she was going in. And this video had like 2-3 million views.
Oh,
and I read the
man.
comments. In the comments,
People agreeing with her?
yeah, it was a whole bunch of fat bitches. It was a whole bunch of fat bitches, and they was like, yeah, that was rude. I'm sorry you had to go through that. They're so prehistoric. They don't know that we live in different times, and some people just have weight on them, and it's beautiful.
No.
No, we don't live in prehistoric times. That's still the times today.
Here's the thing. Back in the day, the struggle was to find food. The struggle today is to control it. I mean, we've got an abundance of it. Most of it's addicting. Most of it's terrible for you. And as somebody who combats that addiction every day, but like Joe Rogan says all the time, he's like, food is the toughest thing to combat because we all need it every day. And yet we have to combat these chemicals in our brain that make something like crack versus something that's, salads aren't fun, but you do it because you want the result. So it is this dichotomy. But Slim, you brought something up which was hilarious. My buddy sends me this TikTok, and it's for plus bathing suits. For Pride Month, it's these girls.
I seen it.
Rainbow colored. They're massive. They make bowling balls look square. I mean, it is insane how round they are.
Those floopers was crazy.
Dude. Wow. So you've got these girls, and they've got plus positive, and my TikTok in response to it, I'm watching this dude, and I can't help but the only response I got is, we can obviously acknowledge at one point in humanity, slaves were owned. We thought the earth was flat. The Nazis were injecting people with salt water to see what it would do. I mean, we were so primitive, and
what did it do?
We're still primitive. I mean, it is an evolution, and we're still in this learning stage of we are literally primates. When it comes to like humanity, there's huge evolutionary steps, and we got ways to go. But we also got to acknowledge, thank God I'm alive now. I mean, dude, let me tell you about Pompeii. Dude, you walk through Pompeii, and they've got stones in the ground with penises pointing to the closest brothel to you. But also those stones, here's what's crazy. The road looked like it was a giant trough, and there were stones like bridges that came across so you could skip the stones through this trough. The street was a trough with sidewalks on either side. You want to know why? Because they had nowhere to put all the waste, feces, puke, all that stuff. It literally ran through the streets of Pompeii. We have gone so much further from the primitive past, and yet we've got a long way to go. But what's crazy about human evolution is it's always 2 steps forward and 1 step back. It's a incremental change. And you cannot, I don't care how many progressives and blue people are beating their liberal drum, you cannot convince me this period right now in life is a step forward. We are totally taking a step back. We are telling young girls that don't run, just sit at home and eat potato chips. That's your truth, baby. And we are on the step back. We should put puberty inhibitors on children who are 6 years old. What?
That's disgusting. I hate that topic too.
You want to do what?
Bruh, so it's this thing called puberty blockers. And basically you put them in children so they don't go through puberty. And the objective of the puberty blockers is for children to basically identify their self with what they want to be and who they are.
It's easier for them to have their transgender surgery. So if you go through puberty and you have a fully developed genitals, you won't be able to do the transition as if we were to stop your puberty. It's easier to nip tuck that wee-wee you got because... dude, and I'm sorry. I know it's like if my employment were to see this, oh man, that's bad. It's like, no, if we don't talk about this, we are screwing up 6-year-olds. This is real.
Nah, see, it's funny you talk about your place of employment because like we shouldn't be in a situation where we're deciding if this is ethical or not.
Yeah.
We shouldn't this shouldn't be This conversation should be one-sided as hell. It shouldn't be no arguments toward this whatsoever. Yeah. It's kind of like
step
backwards. You even discussing this? Like if I'd have told you this 15 years ago that hey, one day it's gonna be.
I would believe you because 15 years ago I seen the episode of Law and Order SVU, and it was about pedophiles, and it was this big community of pedophiles, and they basically were saying why people don't understand that a man loving a child is sacred and that it should be legal and people are judging because they are behind and blah, blah, blah. And when I seen that, I know that's fictional, but I was thinking
I think they're on the way in that direction, but go ahead.
Yeah, I don't, that's never going to happen, but
hopefully, but go ahead.
Why would a group of people really get together and be like, you know what? Loving kids is okay. Like, why can't we decide on that? It's not like deciding like, let's say something. I can't even think of nothing crazy.
Dudes are participating in women's sports.
Yeah. But we're talking about children. That's adults. We're talking about children.
Yeah, dude, you can be kids, little boys.
Plus, here, I got something for you, Slim. I got to imagine if I found 6-year-old Slim, 10-year-old Slim, 15-year-old Slim, and 19-year-old Slim, and I brought all of them to you, and you even on an individual basis or as a collective, I guarantee all of them would be a foreign existence. That is a whole nother person. That is not who you are today. You have developed. There was some really weird shit you were doing then, and there's some stuff that has built your character into as strong as you are today. And the fact of the matter is, you would look at your 6-year-old you and go, "You are so weird." There were so many because the chemicals in your brain balanced, and you went through this change. And what sucks is we're taking that away from people to where. Dude, I used to, do plays in my basement for the wall with friends. My dad's like, that's gay. You shouldn't be doing that. Well, guess what? I love putting on a show for whoever's willing to watch, and it's a blast. But also, there might have been some truth there as a laughable joke. But at the end of the day, when it comes to those things, you grow out of it. I mean, I didn't grow out of this. I love putting on the song and dance. But at the end of the day, it's like there were things that I was doing that was really weird. And there was things that I weren't. And you change. And we're taking that away from people.
Nah, deeper than that. Like, if I met 6-year-old Slim right now, I can guarantee you that I probably had an ideal of sex and what it was. Like, I wasn't just like oblivious to it. I knew about sex and what it was, but I couldn't completely tell you what it was. Like, I seen some weird shit in my life where I knew that was sex, but I didn't know what sex was. So therefore, you can't tell a 6-year-old. Like, matter of fact, I got a good story for you, and this is interesting as hell. I'm a photographer, so I'm doing this gender reveal, and I crack a joke at the end of the gender reveal because I'm obviously drunk. I get drunk every time I work. I don't know why, but it's always alcohol, and I don't know how to turn it down. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm drunk as hell. Yeah, I'm drunk as hell like always, and I crack a joke. I said, is this a non-binary gender reveal? And they was like, what is that? And I was like, it's where you're just having a shim or whatever it's called. And they was like, huh? They were like, why'd you even say that? And I was like, because y'all had, what was it?
Gray?
Yeah, they had pink and blue forks and knives, but they had gray plates. And I was like, yeah, non-binary. And they was like, huh? They didn't get it. So I broke it down to them. I said, so if you have a non-binary gender reveal, basically everything will be gray. Like how y'all have blue and pink. Everything is just gray. And they was like, and what's the point of that? I was like, oh man, you know, because these some old black people. So I gotta break it down. I'm like, all right, so basically non-binary.
Hey, old school as hell. I ain't never heard nothing like that.
Old school as hell. They ain't never heard no shit like this. They still barely know what gay is. They barely know what it is.
Yeah.
So I break it down to them what's non-binary and how a non-binary gender reveal would go. And they just all looked at me with their mouths down and was like, that's the stupidest shit I ever heard in my life. They was like, the baby's either a boy or a girl. And I said, it's funny that y'all say that, but
It's
a
ever
lot
increasing.
of people, yeah, a lot of people don't believe that.
Oh, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I really feel sorry for our community, bro, because like you said, people are actually raising their kids like this. Now, imagine being, because, and the reason I pointed up to what I want to add to this. Now that we're adults, I'm not sure about your experience, but I know it's a lot of people that I know personally that wish their parents had raised them. You know what I mean? Basically, they say their parents let them do whatever they want to do. You know what I mean? They wish they had some authority and some guidance.
It's so important.
Yeah, and so now you basically got all these people who just tell their kids like, I'm not gonna guide you at all. You can be a woman or a man. You know what I mean? Go figure it out. And so
I know what you're saying because I told you that last night. I said I wish my mama would have been a little stricter when I was talking about her.
Shit, I wasn't even talking about you, but there you go. That too. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like a lot of
people.
My
mama let me eat cake every day.
Yeah.
For dinner. But keep going.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, imagine all the kids, you know what I'm saying, their parents tell them to be whatever they want, and they go experiment and do a whole bunch of stuff that they regret when they 25. Like, dang, cut my dick off when I was 16. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
bro,
you know what I mean?
It's funny you say that because, bro, when
I hate you, mom. I cut my dick off when I was 16.
Listen to this. Listen to this.
I couldn't even get a tattoo.
Bro, listen. I'm gonna edit out one part of this story just in case. But I went through a situation, right?
Yeah.
And y'all gonna know what it is after I get deeper into the story. But I went into a situation. I wasn't really tripping about it. But my mom was like, you ever thought about getting snipped? And I was like, yeah, I have. I said, oh, shit, I don't care about it. She was like, if you want to, I'll pay for it. And I said, cool. I flew to Texas and I went to the doctor. Yeah, and they wouldn't do it because I was young.
How old was you?
25.
Your mama got that shit.
Yeah, I was 25.
Your mama got that super shit.
Bro, I just said my mom let me eat cake every day. You missed that part? You missed the part about my mom's let me eat cake every day? So, bro, now you fast forward.
That's
I'm 31
really
years.
eating cake every day, dude. Getting that snip and tuck.
Oh, and my mom also took me to the tattoo shop when I was 15. Let me add that too. So you fast forward now, I'm 31 years old, right? If I would have got snipped at 25, first off, it's reversible. But still, though, I gotta go.
I thought it was permanent for men.
Nah, for men it's reversible. For women, it's permanent.
Okay.
So if I decide now, I'm like, man, I want to have kids. Now I gotta go all the way back to the doctor and get all this done. But you thought it was permanent. What if it was permanent? Now I'm 31 and I want to have kids, and I gotta tell my girl like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm out here shooting blank, shawty. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, but that's it. Apparently, it's an easy surgery to amend that. To reverse.
Yeah, it is. But
what they do?
They basically
so they cauterize two ends when they snip it. They just cut the cauterized two ends and mend them together.
Yeah, that's it. Same way they do for women, but what they do for women is they basically burn the tubes together, but it's permanent though. It's not reversible.
Right. So I want to get to Blue's last, and then we could start wrapping it up. But I want to get to one of the points Blue brought. It starts at the home for sure, and it's up to the parents to watch. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw. It's been up in the news quite a bit, but we can't have public schools teaching kids how to masturbate. That's pretty wrong. Now
that's
these kids
going on too?
Dude, oh my God. I don't want to go down that road, but it's the new article. It's going on in a public school for grade schoolers. They're teaching them how to masturbate. It's insanity. And that's going to get me in trouble too. We shouldn't be talking about it. But regardless of that, Blue, it's not only at the home, but it's everywhere. It's on it. Not only is it at school, which is the biggest perpetuator. When your teacher, when the people you look up to as guidance are pushing this down your throat, then it's on Disney movies. Then it's on People magazine. It's at the grocery store. I mean, you literally can't avoid it. What's crazy, Blue, is in episode 56, just when we did our big comeback, we were talking about how it kind of made my stomach turn. I'm sorry, I'm going to say it, but I'm walking my neighborhood with the dog, and there's these kids, they couldn't have been older than like 10, and they're painted with chalk, making the rainbow flag for June. And it just said, like, love is love, LGBTQ, and blah, blah. And it's just like, I'm not opposed to people supporting that. I support it. You do you. I don't care what you're doing on your property. Just don't affect me on my property. Sleep with whoever you want. But pushing this on the same child that should be making Spider-Man and tic-tac-toe and hopscotch with the chalk is pushing some liberal agenda that should they really be thinking about two men having sex at 10 years old? Like, should that really be something they should be concerning their existence with? Why are we doing that?
Yeah, it's trying to set this motherfucker on fire.
Hey, I wanted to ask Blue this. I'm probably going to bring it up again when we record our episode.
Please do, because I was hoping you would.
Man, I seen today, and only because I follow Shannon Sharp on Instagram, and he was talking about the first active football player to come out as gay. And I don't know if you can tell by Blue's massive size, but he played football. So I want to know, Blue, how do you feel about the first active football player? Because wasn't it Sam something? He came out also, but he sucked. He was garbage. This is the first active football player to come out as gay because he said he wanted to live his truth, and he donated $100,000 to the LGBTQ community of research of committing suicide. How do you feel about the first active football player coming out as gay, and your future son looking up to it? Because, I know you was a kid that grew up with idolizing football players. They were your heroes. Your son hero is going to be gay in the future. How do you feel about that?
I ain't gonna lie, bro. That question hit different, man.
That's why I worded it like that.
Yeah, that's crazy. Now, as far as my son idolizing a man who, and this is my thing about him, and this go back to him coming out. It shouldn't be my son's. It shouldn't be any of my son's business.
Talking to the mic.
It shouldn't be any of my son's business who you having sex with. You feel me?
Correct.
Like, I just like this thing about it, man, because gay people have always been around. You know what I'm saying? Like, but now you got to the point where you want to announce it and you want all the attention. You feel me? And now it's kind of like, bro, like, they probably already knew that nigga was gay. You know what I'm saying?
Can I bring you guys a hot take?
Yeah.
So this is, I'm not going to say it's my father. So we'll say stranger at the dinner table brings up a really great point. So this guy, I don't know if you knew this, used to play for the Browns back when we had RG3 and Danny Shelton, and we went 1-15, and we were an absolute embarrassing team.
We definitely remember.
Yeah. It was bad. We had a rough patch for like 20 years plus. So we had this guy who got cut from the Browns, and now he's playing for the Las Vegas Raiders. He's like 40. He's reaching the end of his career. Tell me, Blue, that this is not a professional self-preservation move where there's a good chance the Raiders were going to cut him. And this guy just bought himself another year or two. The whole world's congratulating him and talking about him. And now you can't cut me, baby cakes, because I'm the gay guy.
Facts. Hey. Affirmative action.
Yep, I was just about to say that. Short story. When I was in third grade, they was about to kick me out of school for some crazy shit I did. And guess what I said? My teacher touched me.
Oh, boy, yeah.
She really did though, but I always said it because they was about to kick me out of school.
Oh man,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's the only reason why I did, and that's what they be doing with their announcement of being gay. Because it's like, bro, who cares, bro? We don't care.
Pretty sure the quarterback cares.
And then also the same thing.
Dude, that's intense. You just brushed over like a very intense point.
I did. Okay, she really didn't touch me. I over-exaggerated, but like I came in the classroom and she like handed me like some oil and was like, "Oh, oil me down" or some weird shit. And I just put it down and walked out the classroom. That's what happened. She didn't really touch me, but she just
young
tried
slim looking slim, baby.
Yeah, and that's now looking back, she was a pedophile. You know what I'm saying? At the time, though, I was like, "Oh, she's trying to give me some ass."
She definitely a pedophile.
Yeah, she's a pedophile. That shit is gross too. Yeah. But I kind of did just throw a curveball, didn't I?
Oh, that was a massive curveball.
But nah, that's what they do with the gay thing. But the reason why I asked Blue the topic is because I just got to thinking, like, and you can't help but think this. I know people is probably thinking right now, listen to this, like, y'all so close-minded, blah, blah. But you really got to think about it because, like, I played sports when I was younger. You're in a shower with nothing but men, and this guy's gay, and now you're thinking, like, is he looking at you? Because I've also been to jail, too. And I've seen men looking at other men that was flamboyantly gay.
So, with that being said, do y'all think he should shower by himself? Just being real. You think he should shower by himself?
I'm gonna let Alex take this.
The real question is, how is the team gonna shower? Like, at the end of the day, does Tom Brady on that? Like, Waller? You think Waller's just like, all right, I'm here, baby cakes, and just goes in the shower? I think he's gonna be a little hesitant. He's gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna shower at home. Or you're gonna see a locker room full of dudes just waiting for him to leave, and then they're gonna be like, all right, let's go. Or they're gonna be like, all right, he's taking too long. I'm going home.
But we live in different times now, so they're gonna try to embrace him and comfort him and
Blue.
like.
Hey, wait, Blue. I'm gonna ask you something. Yeah. Can we agree a football locker room when it's all heterosexual guys can get pretty gay? I mean, we did some pretty gay stuff. I'm not saying we were elephant walking, but we were doing some pretty gay stuff. That's just guys in a locker room. And we were doing it for the comfort of heterosexuality. So what's the difference?
Yeah, he definitely. Y'all thought about that too. I say, remember back in the day when it used to be funny to be gay? Like, it used to be like a joke. Oh, that's gay. You'd be laughing around. Like, I'm pretty sure you can't do that anymore. Like,
bro,
we had a guy named Billy on the wrestling team. Big chest of hair. He shaves a giant arrow in his chest, pointing to his groin. So one day after practice, he's got this giant hair arrow, and he covers himself in soap and slides through the locker room on his belly, butt-ass naked, and he's probably the biggest human I've ever seen in my life. That happened, and it was just another Tuesday in middle school. You're in high school, you know?
I can still be funny.
Yeah, but so today is different.
Imagine doing that in front of homeboy. He gonna be like, "I see you." You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know you was that thick. What's shaking, bacon? Head ass.
This is my thing. If they feel like if he go in there in his bag and say, "Y'all better shower immediately because I'm on the team," like a regular, you know what I mean? Then I guess everybody should shower with everybody then. Like, we should be able to shower with girls. If he can shower with guys, then we should be able to shower with girls.
Bro, I seen something today interesting. It's this show on FX called Dave with Lil Dicky, right?
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, it's a real good show. But this week's episode 3, was basically about him having a new friend, which was a famous producer. And they basically had like a little bromance thing going on. They gave each other a nickname, which was the same nickname. They called each other Check, right? Nah, that's not the worst part. Yeah. And they was just doing gay shit for fun. Yeah. Like, he put some bubble gum in his butt and packed it with peanut butter, and they was dry humping each other. He showed him his dick in the shower. They took a shower together. They ran around the pool butt naked.
They was just doing too much fun for me, man.
Listen. This is where it gets interesting. This is where the episode gets interesting, though. He has this homeboy that he's real cool with. That's his tour manager. His name is Gator. He's a black nigga from LA. Dreads. Yeah, with dreads. Yeah. So he comes over there. He's kind of prepping him like, hey, man, my friend's coming over and stuff. Like, they ain't really with that gay shit. And he's like, we're not gay. We're just having fun. And he was like, yeah, but, they don't really do that. So he completely ignores Lil Dicky. And they get there. He's still trying to do the gay shit. Lil Dicky's kind of embarrassed. And Gator's like, hey, man, I ain't trying to see that gay shit. He's like, I don't care what y'all do when I ain't here. I just ain't trying to see that shit. And then so finally, Buddy busts out and goes, bruh, so like you've never seen Lil Dicky's? And Gator's like, hell no, why I want to see his dick for? He was like, because it's disformed. He was like, I don't care, bruh. So then he busts out and he asked him, and Gator got his homeboy with him, which is like, he's a little more educated and able to talk on things. And he just busts out and goes, look, bro, I'm not here to give you a history lesson, but in the black community, it's some things that happen. You know, I don't have to give you the history lessons about the 400 years, this Mandingo shit, but it's looked differently when black men pretend to be gay and play around like that. Y'all went through a whole long session of being able to just be yourself, and this is the result of it. A whole bunch of rich white boys in the house just playing gay. He was like, we can't do that. We just get looked differently. And he thought about it and was like, damn, he right. And he was like, but still though, like, he was like, I'm going to show you my ass right now. And Buddy was like, bruh, I'm an EMT. You can show me your ass. I don't care. I see ass all day. That's a good day for me if all I seen was an ass.
It's a good point. It's a fair point.
It's an interesting episode. Like, at first I was like, hey, bro, this is a little weird. Like, especially when they was they wasn't dry humping. They was humping each other butt naked. When they was doing that shit, I was like, bro, I don't know about this episode. This shit's a little weird.
And what sucks is every time I go on a podcast with Slim, he's always an episode ahead of me. You brought up one other, The Boys. And he was an episode ahead of me. And I was like, wait, Slim, don't. And he's like, listen, I'm not going to And what's so funny is you're always an episode ahead of me. The great shows, dude. I love Dave is so poignant on social issues. That's what makes it so fun. Is it like the social awkwardness of being alive today?
But you know, we need to have those type conversations. And I feel like that's the problem. We have to have them. But some conversations do get a little weird, like that non-binary shit we was talking about and stuff. But still, though, we still got to have them, though. We have to be able to understand how other people are thinking. Now, after we have the conversation and it goes this way left way and people are still talking about cutting 6-year-old dicks off, that's the problem.
That's the problem. Did you know there's a law in Canada that at 3 years old or older, if your child comes to you and tells you that they might be transgender, if you do not put them on puberty inhibitors, the state will take your child away. Don't forget, they don't have a constitution. They are not free like us. So they live in a different world, and that is real in Canada. And we look at them as the beacon of morality. We got to look at Canada. I don't get the president I like. I'm going to Canada. They keep their doors unlocked.
So hold on, you said that the Canadian are making the parents do what to the kids again?
This is a law. It's not going to happen. It is currently happening and been happening. If your child at 3 years old or older comes to you and says, I might be transgender, if you do not put them on puberty inhibitors, so back to what Slim was saying, it blocks your genetics from going through puberty. The state will take your child away. So let's say you're a conservative-esque family and you go, I get that my 3-year-old said this, but I don't want to do that to him. The state will go, I don't agree with that decision. We're taking him so we can put him on puberty inhibitors.
Time out. So hold on. How is this even real?
This is real life. And to bring it to real life even more to you, the rumor is, I'm not saying this is true. The rumor is that's what Joe Jackson did to Michael Jackson.
Yes, that he was castrated to be what is it called? A constrato, like someone that sings super, super high. You know what? They also say that Britney Spears' throat was mutilated, and that's why she talks so weird. Like, even at 40, 50, she talks weird because that her throat was mutilated to be what because when she was coming up through Disney, which is all run by Nazis and they're super crazy, when she was coming up through the ranks, she was too close to Christina Aguilera, and they needed to make her separate in her own voice. And so her father mutilated her voice, who, again, we're going to have to save this for another podcast because we're going too late. But I don't know if you guys saw what came out today about Britney Spears, where she finally had her day in court. Now, people, and to break the conservatorship, which her father has had over her. She has this $1 billion show in Las Vegas. Her dad owns it. She's not even allowed to be in Las Vegas by herself. She lives in her mansion, is not allowed to leave in LA. They fly her by helicopter every night to perform. She performs. She's rallied right back in. She said on the stand today, she's not allowed to drive by herself. And this whole thing, I don't want to go down that road, but the reason she has been suppressed as much as she has, not only by the media, because that's owned, but more so by the system itself, the system I wake up every day to be a part of. The reason the system buried Britney Spears is, I don't know if you know this, there has never been somebody who has been put under a conservatorship who has ever, in the history of it being a facility through our system, has never gotten it removed. That means nobody has ever cured themselves. Nobody has ever gotten better. That either means the conservatorship system doesn't work and it doesn't allow them to progress and grow to become better, or even more so, once you're in it, you can never get out. And we see that with Britney. And the reason they've been holding on with their talons to make sure she can never get out for as long as they have is because the second somebody breaks a conservatorship, it brings all the eyes to legitimacy of the system. Should we really have this? And is it fair to the people under the conservatorship? It's crazy, man. The system protects itself.
Yeah, that's a big theory that we'll have to break down piece by piece.
Yes. So Slim, I know I dropped a big bomb on you here at the end. Blue, thank you for playing with me and hitting the different topics. Guys, tell us where we can find you.
YouTube sit downs with Slim. What's your YouTube channel, Blue?
It's John Blue, but it's John Blue right now. But go ahead and follow me on Instagram at John Blue _, and then you'll see my YouTube link in the description, and that's John Blue _.
Subscribe to Sit Downs with Slim. We drop every Tuesday, audio, video, all that good stuff, man. We got to get to 1,000 subscribers so we can start getting paid. I gotta pay Blue $5 an hour.
Yeah.
So guys, I really appreciate you coming on and having fun with me. I would love to have you on again soon. I have too much fun with you, Slim. And Blue, you were just too fun. I'm glad I finally had the pleasure of meeting you in my presence. And thank you, sir.
Yeah, definitely, man. I'm glad to be here. Glad to be here.
That's it. So guys, enjoy your evening. Thank you for late nighting with me. Damn, did we go long. And I sincerely appreciate it, and I look forward to the next time we do it.
No problem, dog.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, brothers. You have a good night. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on this wild ride. It was a really great time, and I got to thank Slim and Blue once again for joining us. It was a great opportunity to get into the weeds. So if you enjoyed this podcast, and I just like the AJ episode on Flagrant 2, I got to make it very clear that all the opinions and comments made by all the people involved in today does not reflect the Rethink Tank or any of the opinions or agendas of the people speaking. It was just for entertainment purposes and all for fun. But nonetheless, guys, thank you so much for coming on the ride. If we made you laugh, if you enjoyed this podcast, as I say every episode, the best thing you could do to support the Rethink Tank is share this episode, please. You got the link? Copy that link, send it to your friends. If you enjoyed it, that means the people in your circle most likely would too. And share the laughs, because again, the only reason putting your child on puberty inhibitors has any power is because we aren't sharing this message. So guys, have fun, have the laughs. If we got that objective, please share it with your friends. Also, for the algorithm's sake, please go to the comments. So I'm going to leave you guys with one last comment. I want to know your opinion. How do you think the Browns are going to do this season? I know that we kind of brushed up on it at the beginning of the episode, and Blue and the boys in Georgia kind of snuffed us off, but I think we're here for a strong fight. So let me know how you guys think the Browns are going to do this season. The best place to find the Rethink Tank, yes, you can find us at this YouTube page, but this YouTube page ain't doing anything for us. They got us put in the shadow band in the far corners of this earth. So please find us at the rethinktankpodcast.com, our website, www. And you can find every piece of material we got, from the Instagrams to the YouTubes. Everything's there. So please find us on the rethinktankpodcast.com. Our website's got everything. And join the Neuro Gym, the new social media alternative where you can say whatever you want. Start some threads, have some fun, but also we got a lot of fun stuff coming your way, for competitions and giveaways coming. So join the page, like us on Facebook. But like I said, guys, please share this episode. And again, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll catch you next time. Peace.